Improvements in the global economy and tensions in the Middle East have pushed up the price of oil. In mid-afternoon trading, Brent one-month futures were at $110.81 a barrel, while U.S. light crude traded at $102.02. Recent U.S. employment data has been better than expected, suggesting increased demand from the world's largest consumer of oil. And Iran, the world's fourth largest oil producer, is under pressure from the West over its nuclear program. Iran produced 4.2 million barrels of oil a day in 2010, according to BP's Statistical Review of World Energy. On Friday last week, diplomats working at the Iranian embassy in London were expelled. They were ordered to leave by the UK Foreign Secretary William Hague after protesters stormed the British embassy in Tehran on Tuesday. Also, last week, the U.S. Senate votes to penalize financial institutions doing business with Iran's central bank because of worries over the country's nuclear program. And on Sunday, Iran's official IRNA news agency reported it had shot down an unmanned U.S. drone aircraft. The European Union is reportedly considered a ban on Iranian oil exports, which may interrupt oil supply to the region. The risk of disruptions to oil supplies remains high, said Christophe Barrette, global oil analyst at Crédit Agricole CIB. The cost of U.S. light crude has increased by 35% since the 4th of October, narrowing the gap price with Brent crude, which has risen by 11%. And on the line with us right now is Kun Pongpan Amorniwat, Business Manager of Thai Oil Public Company Limited. Good afternoon, Kun Pongpan.
Good afternoon.
So, Kun Pongpan, the crude oil has fallen to around $100 a barrel due to investor speculation that oil demand would fall due to the crisis in Europe. And how do you see the trend of oil prices to go on from here?
Well, I think looking into next year, we believe the oil price will be on its way up again. This is due to the demand factor that next year demand will increase from this year, despite the economic factor from Europe and the U.S. That they may face recession, especially in Europe. We have places like China and India, and also the Middle East, that the demand will definitely pick up next year to compensate the loss of demand growth in Europe. So, looking 6 to 12 months from now, we believe that the oil price will be higher than today.
Yes, with reports of all the Eurozone countries being subject to further downgrades by international credit ratings, will this have an impact on the oil prices?
It did have some impact. The last couple of days, oil price has been not going up as high as people think, despite the factor like the Middle East factors and also the economic numbers that had been decent coming out of the U.S. We have the issue of Europe that has been pulling the price down a little bit. Like, for example, last night, we have this news that S&P is reducing the credibilities of 15 European countries.
Yes.
But that only pulled down the price of Brent only 13 cents.
I see. So it wasn't that much of a significant down.
No, it is some impact, but there are some other news that also help push the oil price up as well.
I see. Kun Pongpan, so what about the global conflict focusing on Syria and Iran? How do these conflicts have impact on the oil prices?
For Syria, it's not that much impact because Syria doesn't produce that much crude oil to the world. Iran is a different story because Iran holds, its location is next to the Gulf of the Hormuz Strip, which is the area where a lot of ships coming out from the Middle East have to sail through.
I see.
And if there's a big conflict in Iran and they decided to close down the Hormuz Strip, then what will happen is that a lot of crude oil from that region will disappear, will not have the access into the market. And that definitely would have the impact of pushing up the price. However, we do not foresee that happening at all, despite the ongoing conflicts that we have, because it's just not acceptable that they would do that at the moment.
I see, Kun Pongpan. So do you think that the situation with the oil price right now is stable, or would you rather say it's fragile?
I think it's pretty much stable for the next week or the next month as well. We will see the oil price close the year definitely above $100 per barrel. And, we have now, especially we're in December, all the traders are, who have already made their money taking their vacation off. So the volume of trading will be less. And, we will have the impacts of the news that coming out of the economic factor. We have the OPEC meeting, the EU meetings that will signal some movement of the price, but that will be noise along the way. We see the price to be pretty much stable, throughout the end of this year.
I see.
Well, thank you so much, Kun Pongpan, for your output there on the oil market.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, bye.